And I was like, why are you so
Why you so obsessed with me?
Love yourself. We're gonna zoom in on this. How much do you love yourself? Bitch. I think I like this angle. Y'all smell that morning breath? Good morning. Well, no, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Jeraine's Corner, episode 2. Another raw, uncut, unfiltered session. Now today, I feel like I might get a little heavy. I might get a little deep. Excuse me, I'm congested. I deal with allergies. But I had a lot on my mind this morning. Like I said, y'all gonna hear a lot about my life, or as much as I'm willing to share, at least. And something that like really kind of triggered me a little bit. Ooh. Let's talk about patterns. Let me cover up my feet. Let me just looking at my toes. Let me cover up my feet. But pattern recognition, I feel like I do a very good job at it. A very good job. But I'm realizing maybe my blind spot is recognizing my own patterns, which is tough. That's a tough pill to swallow. Like, I'm gonna share with y'all, I'm back on my sobriety journey. Ooh, the sun just came. The sun just came down as I talked about being sober. Okay. Yes, I have a long history with addiction and substance use, and it has troubled me for a while. Now, when I say addiction and substances, let's narrow it down. I don't need too much misinformation being spread.
Oh, okay.
Alcohol has been like the main thing. It was weed for a while. I don't smoke weed anymore. Alcohol has been my main thing. Ooh, child. Now, if you've been there, you know how them spirits and them that dark brown and that wine and that beer, that club tail, that vodka, that Crown Royal, that Pink Whitney, that Ciroc, that Douce, that Hennessy, that Lemon Drop. But I am back sober. And that's I feel like that's like one of the hardest parts about addiction is that constant flip flop, that back and forth. 1 minute I'm drinking and I'm perfectly fine with it and I'm back into alcoholism. Next minute I want to change my life around and right now I just want to feel better. And I might get a little emotional today. I just want to feel good without all of that. And that's one of my patterns. That's one of my patterns that I struggle with. But it's not the only pattern. And it had me like really had me reflecting on like other choices I make. And maybe it's time for me to admit I don't think anyone actively like craves or chooses toxicity. At least I don't think, in my opinion. Or we don't recognize the toxicity within ourselves or others. And but I'm like reflecting and looking back, like on like just people I've had in my life and situations, and I feel like I love myself a lot. But then I look at like situations I've been in and I put myself in, and I'm like, now they're conflicting. How much do you love yourself? We're gonna zoom in on this. How much do you love yourself? Bitch. We're gonna treat this as shadow work. That's what I like about this. That's what I like about what I'm doing. And I hope y'all like it too. Cause we gonna get into the nitty gritty. It's not always gonna be rainbows. But um where's I at? Shadow work. Yeah. I feel like I love myself. That's subjective to me. Your self love is subjective to you. And that's why I can't judge. I'm not always going to make the greatest decisions, but I'm learning. I'm growing. This is my first time being alive, too. This is your first time being alive. Bitch, unless you a shapeshifter vampire time traveler, this is my first time being alive. So don't put nothing past me. But um maybe I just chose a lot of toxic things. Maybe I chose toxic people. Maybe I chose toxic people. Maybe I still do sometimes. And it's a cycle. It's all, I feel like, just a vicious cycle. And I've been very comfortable in it at times. At times, I've been very uncomfortable in it. And just not knowing what else to do, not knowing how to choose myself. Choosing yourself, that's the weird part. You know how they say like love ain't supposed to hurt and this and that, da 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 da. I feel like sometimes what is self love supposed to feel like? What is self love supposed to feel like? Because I feel like at times I just have so much love inside of me and I want to pour it into others and I want to give it to others. And I think what that is I'm looking for that to be reciprocated. I'm looking for that part of me in somebody else. And maybe it's just time that I keep that to myself clearly. If I haven't seen that reflected how I'd like yet in a positive and healthy way, maybe it's time I really just turn inward on everything, and just love myself to the fullest. Maybe it's time. But even that's hard. That's why I get overwhelmed a lot sometimes. Because I've realized with self love and it gets very lonely. It does get very lonely. It's easy to show up when things are light and easy and you got all the validation, and you got all the support. Nobody talks about the like moments like this where I'm on this couch. I'm in this quiet ass apartment. Nobody's here. I don't even got my dog with me. I had to rehome my dog. Miss you, Emma. Emma Jean Louise Taylor Chrysanthemum Smith, the baddest bitch. But nobody talks about those moments. It's easy to love yourself when you got yes men and when you got yes men around. I ain't got no yes men. It's easy to love yourself when you drinking that bottle. I thought I was loving myself to the full. I thought I was loving myself to the fullest. I mean, I enjoyed it. No regrets. Shit, that's where I'm at. But it's so easy to feel like you're loving yourself when you are just so consumed with all these other things. But when you start to take a lot of that out and it's just you and you on that couch or you at that job or you in your car, you buy it's not as easy because you want someone with you holding your hand, guiding you along the way. But now you got to hold your own hand. Now you got to guide yourself. Now you got to be your own mentor. Now you got to be your own cheerleader. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I want y'all to do. If anybody can relate to that, if anybody has felt like that, I know that resonates. We got to start doing that. We got to start doing that. And I'm glad I'm talking about this with y'all. It's a beautiful day out. Birds is chirping. Got my coffee. If you know me, I love coffee. Love coffee. Love it to death. I'll let y'all hear that sip. That's for my girl Wendy. That's for Danisha. That's for Melissa. Yeah, if you know, you know. Yeah. That's like our little thing, but yeah, and I feel like that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like at that crossroads, like, okay, my self-awareness has been heightened. I recognize all this. I'm still not that new person yet, though. I don't feel like I'm still making my strides, taking my steps. I'm still learning. And I guess what I want or what I'm hoping for is just to get to that point where like it just all makes sense. I can't wait to get to that point where it all makes sense, where there's some relief, where it all just makes sense for once. And when I get to that point, I'm gonna let y'all know. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into all that. But that's my question for y'all, I guess. I want y'all to reflect on your patterns. What are you not saying out loud? What are you not facing about yourself? Because it's easy for us to see it in others. It's so easy, but what I'm learning is maybe these relationships are mirrors. Maybe these people are mirrors. Like the Justin Timberlake song, shit. It's like I'm a mirror. Oh, I'm everything back in me. Oh, like maybe that's all it is. So you know what? And that's why I can't even be mad. That's why I shouldn't be mad at anything or anything that's happened with anybody, because thank you. You showed me parts of myself I need to work on. Thank you. Round of applause for you.
Cheers, bitch.
Thank you. But yeah, do your homework, and I'm gonna do mine. And we're gonna continue to dig deeper, and we're gonna touch back on that. We're gonna touch back on that and a lot more things. We are. We absolutely are. This is what I like to do. I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna challenge y'all. I'm gonna pick your brain. This is what I like to do. Okay. All right. Do your homework. I'm out. Oh wait, I did want to show y'all my pants. I'm on my genie in a bottle today. Hold up. I did want to show y'all these pants. Ooh, I got them from Shein. Ooh, I think this is very cute. Y'all tell me. I think, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, I'm out.
And I was like, why are you so
Why you so obsessed?